Hello and welcome back to Remembering Tuscola. I'm David Porter. I'm here with Mike Carroll and Bill Englehardt. And what do you guys what do you want to talk about?
How about old pictures? No, well, what's going
We'll
on,
get
Bill?
to pictures. Any,
Bill,
Well, locally, the Warriors won. They'll play in the championship of the conference tournament.
who'd they beat?
They beat Clinton. Now they'll play Warrensburg Latham
They
on
always
Friday
play. That's
night.
always a tight game. Was it a tight game again?
No, not with Clinton.
I'll be darned.
No, it was kind of,
At the Monticello tournament, they only beat him about 4 points.
yeah, but and they played them at home this year and beat them too. But
Can they beat Warrensburg?
I don't know. That's Warrensburg's tough. They beat us here. I saw the game. They beat
last
us.
last week after we were done with pictures, we went off on kind of a rant, but just to let people know if they're tuning in early that if they're not interested in the pictures, if they skip to the end, sometimes there's
Banter.
little banter, a little discussion.
Yeah, last week we talked
Mhm.
about a half hour about what to do with Gaza. David mailed his thoughts in to the president.
We have to do that. We're on Zoom. We have to do this by Zoom because if Mike and I are in the same room, it becomes physical. We
Yeah.
Yeah.
we get to
Well, I'll
fisticuff.
tell you what, I got so mad at David last week, I ripped all his whiskers off.
Hmm.
I got him down on the ground, shaved him.
Looks
That'll show you,
You
buddy.
know what? They say that if you shave like that, like he did, it makes you look young.
Well, I tell you what, if he keeps it up, I'm going to take his mustache off next week.
Okay.
We'll see.
Let's say, big guy.
I've had this mustache since I was 15 years old.
All time for you. Well, you want to
Wow.
help me?
Yeah.
You tape his
You
head.
know, some of the boys on the basketball team have mustaches.
How
We
about
didn't have mustaches.
Buckle and Murray said we could have beards no more than 3 inches long, didn't they?
You have to go through my wife. She won't let me shave it off.
You know, Buckle and Murray back then, if you grew
Oh
a flat
God.
top was it.
We didn't have hair
If
three
if
inches.
you grew your hair up and let it and combed it over, you know,
You were doomed.
you had gone soft. You were ruined.
Yeah.
You should look at
Yeah.
that guy.
Yeah. The girlfriend who ruined you, she wanted you to
Yeah,
have that hair.
yeah. Flat top or no top?
That's right.
Flat top was it.
Courtney had a curl then.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh boy. Oh, we got something here in the middle I got to get out of.
what is
What is
that?
that?
Zoom is requesting a bypass.
I don't know.
I got to get it bigger now. How do I get it bigger?
I got rid of it, whatever it
Oh,
was.
he got rid of it.
How do I get rid of this stuff?
I don't. Oh, there it is.
Okay. I hit
Maybe
that.
right over here. That
They
X.
move the X around, don't they?
Yeah, it's kind of.
We've
I
got
got
some pictures from the 50s, but we're starting out with 1976.
I was going to say
that's
this looks
Marcy.
like Marcy Shoemaker
That's
to
Marcy
me.
Shoemaker. I'm trying to get this bigger. How do you get this bigger?
What year was Marcy? Did Marcy graduate?
76, 70. Well, no. Yeah, she was 76 or 70. Didn't they have a big reunion
Yeah, they
last
did. They
year?
had their 40th last year, didn't they?
No, 50th,
50th. Oh, it's 50th. So 74.
74.
Yeah,
There you
I don't see Marcy in here.
Oh, okay, it's not Marcy.
Not Marcy.
It's
Uh,
not
well,
No.
right there in the front. Kind of looks like her.
Dirk Dietrich says Anna Meyer, Lori Maxey, Marla Cox, far left. Christy Townsend says, I think far left. Second from left is Barb Hill.
In the back row is Barb.
right there's Barb. Second left.
Oh, front row, Barb Alexander.
I'm going to try and increase the size of this, David, if I can.
Andrea Harsha tagged Linda Morris and Cindy Cleland.
There we go. In the back is the Maxie. Long blonde hair looks like Maxie. Married quick. Isn't that her right there?
I don't know. I can't
That's Barb.
tell.
That's Barb looking over her shoulder.
Linda Hawkins, Morris, um, she was our neighbor for a while in Parkview.
Let me grab this here again. We're trying to get our picture all done here, David. Who's the girl in the back with glasses again? She looks familiar.
No, I'm not sure. We do have a lot of comments.
I bet you did.
But the names, I just read the names of the ones I have.
Yeah.
Barb still looks like she did back then. And I think the back row, second one left, long hair, looks like the Maxie girl that married
Dave Quick.
Dave Quick, I think. Who else you got?
I did recognize this one. Did you want me to go back, spend more time on that last one?
No, that's good enough.
Well, that's Geiler there.
On the left is Teresa Geiler.
Geiler.
On the left.
Kane Real Estate. I'd forgotten that.
They're walking the wrong way on Main Street.
Yeah, this is different.
You got a back assward.
Yeah, they're walking north.
By the way, the plaid pants by the post.
He was a golfer.
Yeah.
Jack Nicklaus's son. Remember those golfers wearing those things on the Pro Tour?
Yeah.
Well, I recognize the one in the front.
Who is it?
Patty Pancolt.
Oh, yes. That's what I was going to say, but I wasn't sure.
Kirsty Townsend says behind Patty is Cindy Cleland.
On the right. Mm-hmm.
Teresa Geiler front left. I think you had that one.
Whoa.
The uniforms seem, well, they had some uniforms.
Mm-hmm. Who's the short person there in the front? Is that didn't they live across from the hospital?
Uh-huh.
Yep. That's Ed Baranek.
There you go.
Baraneks. Who's leading the parade?
I don't know. Let's see. James Slaughter says Old Kinsey. Don't know who that is. Dirk Dietrich says Trombone by Tammy Fortney. And then we got Ed Baranek.
That Tammy?
That's Tammy. And I was going to say, Tammy graduated in 80. And this is when, 76?
76.
Yeah, so she's a freshman.
Did you coach her in basketball?
Mm-hmm.
She's a good basketball
Oh,
player.
man. Heck of a basketball player. Averaged 22 points a game, all area.
Who's the major
Played at
ed?
Parkland. Yeah, when Major Ed is who I'm curious about.
No name for the major ed?
Well,
Is it a teacher or a student? Could have been the band teacher.
I don't know.
I don't think it's a teacher.
I
Boy,
remember,
it's different there with that empty lot where the hotel was.
Yeah.
yeah, this is where the Hotel Douglas had been. So it's after the fire.
Just burned a couple years earlier.
After high school, Ed went to Florida and was a character at Disney World.
I remember that now.
Bill is still playing Goofy.
Mm.
Well, we know who the real Goofy is.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do.
Okay.
L Flag Corps.
Oh, man.
That looks like Don Dumas's daughter. What was her name? She sells country companies.
Oh, Young.
Young.
It's Don Young's daughter, isn't
Don
it?
Young.
Yeah,
not Don Dumas.
who was the insurance person?
Yeah,
Vicky Bishop,
yeah,
right?
right.
Look at all the folks lined up on the street.
The one
Well,
holding the American flag is
Vicky Young.
Vicky Young.
we got it.
That's the only one that's the only name I have.
Hmm. Don't know.
Tracy Maxey Geiler says Carrie Parker and maybe Carlene Voorhees.
Hmm.
Christine Dietrich says, is that Janet? And Tracy says yes on Janet.
Janet who?
Doesn't have a last name.
Back in those days, they didn't give
Oh, is
last names.
is that Marissa back there?
I don't know.
Carlene? Can we just give first names?
Yeah. I don't have names on this one,
Nope.
but that's where True Value was at one time.
Oh, yeah.
That's where Jim Higgins began his empire.
Yeah. Had been Western Auto.
Yeah. Oh, there you
There you
go.
go, Dixie Truck
Dixie
Stop.
Truck Stop.
Yeah. Look at that boat
They're-
coming.
Looks like they're putting a sign up.
Mm-hmm.
Man, what I wouldn't give for the breakfast.
Now here we go.
That's Clarence Lucas,
Clarence Lucas.
I
that's
think.
right.
Becky's
Yeah,
dad,
yeah.
Cruzan,
On the left,
Bob Cruzan.
that Williams in the middle.
Can't tell. What you got?
Well, I got all kinds of comments on this one. Let's see. Denny says that's at Century Motors they were cooking a hot dog. Denny Cruzan on the left, Mr. Lucas on the right, and Bob Cruzan.
I got him.
Bill gets 100 and a free bottle of pop. They had a really controlled, tight storage thing for parts. You can
They're
see
very
about,
organized.
yeah, yeah. Only the Cruzans knew where it was at.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there looks like a Ford Maverick. Could be wrong.
I don't recognize the house. Do you recognize the house?
Well, I'd say that's on Park Street.
Another picture of them putting up the sign.
They gave green stamps.
Apparently.
That's the Kalmar girl on the left, isn't it? And was that Mark Kalmar in the back?
No.
It looks like it. I don't think it is,
Jack Atkinson.
but it looks like him.
I say Karen, according to Christy Townsend, Karen Kalmar, Karen Scala, homecoming queen, 75, crowning the new 76 queen, and Doug Corley in the background.
Well, that's Doug Corley. Okay. Well, there's the
I'm
new
wondering who
team.
the photographer was.
But it looks like that's not Greg, is it?
I'm not sure it's not Greg.
Greg Hastings?
Looks like Greg, doesn't it?
A little bit.
Yeah, I wasn't sure.
So there's the new 76 King.
Hmm.
You should know that, Bill. You were out there.
Mm-mm. No, I wasn't.
According
Not
to Danny Matthews, Phil Lewis, Doug Corley, and Karen Kalmar.
that. I was Arcola.
You're a trader there for a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Denny McMillan, Patty Waters, and you know that young girl.
I recognize Patty.
Then he went to work at T&B, went to work up at Busey Bank.
He was a good guy. I liked him.
And I'm guessing that gal either worked with Patty's insurance company or was a T&B gal.
T&B.
That's Teresa Kahn.
Fun. Yeah.
Oh, Denny dated Teresa Kahn briefly.
Said this was a trivia contest with the Journal, and Denny was giving them the prize. Patty won first, and she won second.
Yeah. Three girls lived together there for a while on Nile Street. Teresa, Rhonda, and Jerry Shook.
Hmm. Okay, that's Kenny Donnells in the front, and the Brinkley is in the middle.
Who's on the left? Clyde had a ball? No.
Don't know. It might be Clyde Hadaball, who was the city street sweeper, but
Denny
that's
said,
definitely Kenny Donnells.
Denny says it's Wilbur Stewart.
Wilbur Stewart,
Okay.
he might be Wilbur Hadaball. Clyde,
Wilbur Stewart, Harold Brinkley, and Kenny Donnells.
that's it. Those were the good old days.
So this looks like where the senior center is now, maybe?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's masonite siding.
No, it isn't. It's that asbestos.
You think it is?
Oh, yeah.
Fiberboard?
But
type?
yeah, you have to dispose of that in special containers. Our old house had that stuff on there, and you want to hurry up and take it off and throw it away. Michener always said that the lumberyard had some of that stuff in the back,
Hmm.
and it was worth gold because if you had a couple broken pieces, you could just slip a new one on there. Most all houses now have it stripped off.
Mhm.
It was this rigid stuff, and it contained asbestos.
That's the first lilies of spring, is what it is.
That was the title of the picture, 1/3
Mhm.
state.
Yeah.
According to Joy Doherty, that's Leota Randolph.
Okay.
Kevin Connor says that's his aunt, but everybody called her Granny.
Oh, well, that's who I thought that was. That was Granny.
That was Granny, yeah.
Oh, puppy there.
Extra points if you know the dog's name.
Skippy.
Well, you're close.
That's what I called it.
Joy says the dog's name she thinks was Bobber or Bopper.
No, that's real close to Skippy.
Had some of the same letters.
Pretty close, except completely different.
It was only missing some of the letters.
Yeah.
Oh, there we
Oh
go.
man, now this is an old picture, and that's
Susky,
no,
Fullerton.
that's Hawkins.
Oh, Clyde Hawkins. That is Hawkins.
Clyde Hawkins.
This is old.
Claude.
Claude Hawkins. I want to tell you now, there's First Federal Savings and Loan. There's our parking meters. That's Brownie's Cafe, I bet, and that's on South Central, going around the corner
By the community building.
by the yeah.
Betty Crawford says on the right is Millie Stackhouse.
Perry's wife.
The old headed decal.
Apparently Carol Ackerman's mother.
Oh, Claude's wanting to show this goes to the middle of the earth right there, a little hole.
He looks exactly like a guy that used to be in Andy Griffith's show.
Mhm.
Who
Come in and
was-
complain all the time.
come in and complain about someone wanting them arrested, thrown
Yeah.
out of town.
Yeah. I think that was him.
Might have been.
He got some bit parts.
Yeah.
First Federal. Oh, here we go.
Oh,
Now we got some
on the
people.
bleachers.
Oh my gosh.
That's not our floor, Mike.
Well,
Where is that?
is that Bob Utterback?
Possibly. This is an old picture,
Well,
but that's not our high school floor.
this is in the 50s, if that's Bob Utterback right there.
Yeah.
I think it was the floor at the time. I think
Is this 1956 or 7 or 8?
I think it's
That's Steve Kyle sitting next
I
to
guess
him.
Bob Utterback.
58.
58. That's Bob Utterback on the right, Steve Kyle.
On the far right,
Far right.
next to him.
The girls. Not sure.
I can't tell.
Yeah.
I got a lot of comments on this. Danny Matthews says, I think that might be Tom Schaefer. Andy Schaefer, front row striped shirt. Bob Utterback, front row, second from right, with the Argyle socks. Bob says Steve Kyle to his left.
Mm-hmm.
Marcy Shoemaker says Mark Gaylord, Rowena Gates holding Cindy, top center of picture.
Holding what?
Holding what?
Cindy.
Oh, up here? We can't
Yeah.
see that picture.
Well, I didn't see
I
anyone.
mean, can't see the top. Hmm. Oh, there you go. Hmm. Who's the little guy sitting here on the bleachers with his popcorn or whatever to eat?
I don't know. Jay Hartman says, love the little kid on the front row holding the popcorn bag, although I'm not sure how much made it into their mouth, judging by how much popcorn is on the floor.
There you go. There's quite a bit. That's a good picture. Ha!
That is.
Oh, shoot. That's in front of the old KFC.
Mm-hmm. I like the way he wears his hat.
Yeah. He was a gangster.
He was a gangster. He drove the Cord.
Yeah. Yeah.
Got an ID on him, Dave?
Matthews.
Oh, is that Lauren?
Lauren Matthews. You know, he ran, besides insurance, at one time he had a little magazine store.
Yeah, Madman.
I believe that's true. I think he had a little magazine store, it seemed like.
Danny Matthews says, Phil White was doing some civic reporting on neglected repairs on Central in front of the KFC building.
Well, we got the KFC building, right?
Yes, Phil was very civic. He'd find the fault if there was one there. Lee Allison on
Lee
the left
Allison.
and Garland
Stroll.
Stroll right in the 50s.
Well, I thought it looked like Lee Allison, but
Yeah.
Lee,
Steve looked like his dad.
Steve looked like his dad, and when Jimmy Allison smiles, he looks like his dad. Lee Allison was the nicest guy in the world.
Yeah.
Never saw him mad. Always laughed very easily.
this was in a church. I couldn't tell what church it was in.
Well,
It's in the Christian
Lee was
church.
first Christian church guy. Helped establish.
Yeah, it would have been the old First Christian Church then, because Lee was.
Mhm.
He helped establish the new one out on North Line Road. Church leader.
Mhm.
There were some other pictures from the same group later. There's another one.
Yeah.
Yeah, Stroll and Lee Allison, but I don't know the other gentleman.
Clayton Harris says Jim Allison on the right.
Jimmy sitting in a chair is Lee's younger son. Two boys, Steve and Jimmy. Jimmy was my class, great singer. Wound up at Lincoln teaching music, I think, at Lincoln Christian College.
Yeah.
Tim Hole says he thinks Gene Maloney on the left.
No.
No.
He was about 6'3", 6'4".
Not Mr. Maloney. Got that bumper real close to the curb.
Tear some cars up.
That's a big old Buick.
Yeah.
He's bringing in some into the Journal. He's bringing in some cucumbers. He got a big one.
He's going to show
Probably.
them.
Yeah.
World's biggest cucumber.
Farmers used to do that.
Oh, yeah.
Big tomato or something.
On a photo of their stuff.
Yeah, they like that. Well, there's a
there we
whole
go.
house of family. Gee, Manny, Melody.
Melody, Allison on the left, Lee, Mrs. Allison, Steve.
Joyce, Steve, and Jim.
Joyce, Steve, and Jim. Mary wasn't born yet, I don't think. Mary.
What a nice picture.
Mary came along a little later.
Melody was in our wedding.
She's class 67.
Yep.
Lee, of course, I grew up in the First Christian Church. So Lee was a standout leader.
Oh, yes. Steve became that down in Casey. Started a church in Casey.
Darlin Stroll was the hospital administrator, wasn't he?
Yes.
Yeah.
There's Skippy.
Yeah. That's Mrs. Owens.
Look at people trying to step that. Yeah, she ran Duval's.
The lady in the middle is Mrs. Owens.
Yeah.
Helen.
Yeah.
She ran Duval's on one or two buildings from the Strand, west of the Strand. Look at him trying to step up on that curb. Bill, you and I could not do that.
No, not anymore.
Well, we could roll on it. We could
Might. Then we couldn't get up.
Roll, grab the meter, and then pull ourselves up. Maybe get up.
Is that a Cadillac?
Yes, it is. Looks like about a 51 or 2. 53.
Mrs. Owens, Duval's. Every Friday night, get a dish, buy a piece of Fiesta.
Yeah. Duval started on that street right there, west, south central, then moved over next to the Strand. Yeah.
On sale?
Later.
I'm reading a lot of comments on this one. Paula Smith Thomas says, I think this might be Phyllis Marlowe on the left with their dog Mouse.
Doesn't look like a mouse.
Phyllis Marlowe from Villa Grove. Is that Jess Marlowe's wife?
Who was on the Today Show?
Yeah, he went out to California and became a big newscaster. Used to work for the railroad.
And apparently Helen Owens' grandchildren called her Gangu. According to comments.
Mongolian nickname.
You know what? That's a heck of a step, isn't it?
Well, look at it. You and I couldn't.
Why, Jiminy, no.
If we took a running start, we'd just run on the side of it, and the ambulance would come get us.
What's the building? What's the building behind them?
That's the depot.
That's the depot.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, you and I
we'd be in trouble. Who was the pastor at that time? Do we know?
Well, one time Denny Brandon's dad was minister for a while. Remember Denny Brandon from my class?
Somewhat.
Yeah, I didn't
graduate with you though.
No.
I think I was only in that building once.
Well, the church had a schism.
And
a bunch of them went out to the highway.
It's probably Mitchell's or Smith's.
Smith's Shoe Company.
Put the furnace right there next to the shoes.
Well, you want them warm when they try them on.
Yeah, that's right. Mitchell's.
Well, that seems to be the consensus.
Oh,
Oh man.
who that is?
Yeah, gosh, yeah, but
Come
I
on,
can't.
come on.
I just can't pull it out of my hat.
Got initials on this kid?
No, I don't have any names on this one.
Is that Larry Culbertson?
No, it's not Larry. Oh, how cute. How cute.
Got a name?
I don't have a name on this one either.
What's that behind?
This is over near the old Dodge dealership, I think. Water Tower Dodge. I don't know.
I don't know.
Looks
I
like
don't know.
maybe had a fire.
Well, they had some remodeling going on.
Yeah.
Had something going on.
Mitchner, no.
Oh, here we go.
There we go. This looks like that 57 era.
Now those not our cheerleaders down there at the left.
That's the other team.
Yeah, they've got some different cheerleaders in this group.
Yeah.
That looks like David Gardner way up there. The two Gardners. Remember, there was
I remember David and Dick,
Dick was in my class. David's older.
but I don't know if that's him. I think this is out of towners.
I think it's Tuscola.
Well, it may
Gym.
be at Tuscola, but it's a conference tournament. And I'll bet money on it.
Right.
Yeah.
Now that's not Tuscola's gym.
No.
Another one with Lee.
Who's the guy on the left down there?
I'll go back to Allison. That may be is that his dad? Or I don't know. Okay.
Now, from a gymnasium standpoint, could that be the old Arcola gym, which turned into the cafeteria? Doubtful.
If this
I'm
is
thinking, I'm thinking it's Mansfield.
well, if this is Tuscola, I'm saying that's
I'm not saying
Well,
it's anyone.
I know. He looks a little bit like Wendy Ron on the left. JV game. Looks like a JV game.
I'm guessing Mansfield based on this picture.
Yeah, seeing as how the name's up there on the top.
Yeah.
Mansfield Community High School. I'll be darned. You know, a lot of the gyms used to have a stage like this. Newman did, Atwood did, Arthur did.
And Tuscola stage was adjacent to the gym with this opening, with the big doors that opened up for extra seating.
Go back to that picture again. That looks like a JV game, and I swear that's Wendy Ron on the right. Looks like Jim Fortney on the left. I've seen him.
Profile of Fortney looks familiar.
And I swear this is JV game about 57. He graduated 60.
Yeah.
This is 58.
Okay, I think that's Wendy Ron on the right and Jim Fortney on the left.
God, that looks like Ed Miller.
Well, it would have been Eddie.
But it wouldn't have been him.
Could be Bob Mendel. There's Wendy again.
Okay, now hang on.
That is Jim Fortney.
Yeah, it is Jim Fortney. You're right.
And the guy reaching out to get them all together is Bill Wolverton.
He's a manager.
Manager.
And the coach is
Bob Brim.
Beverly Pryor. Says the coach is Bob Brim, her dad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's JV game. Look at that. Look at the basket. You're going for a layup. You're eating ceramic tile. Looks like Jimmy Fortney again. Looks like Arthur's, didn't it? Go back to the last picture.
I don't think it's Arthur.
See the stripes?
Too many windows.
Could be
Oh, you
Arcola.
mean, well, I was going to say Arcola.
Could be Arcola. Never been seen before pictures.
Well, there's a reason why that one wasn't. It's
It's worthless.
Worthless.
Give us the one we can see pictures.
Oh, now we're
cooking. Varsity.
Now this is Tuscola.
Yep.
No doubt about it there.
What
I don't
year
think
is
they have those drinking fountains there anymore, do they?
No.
What year is this? This is still 57, David?
58.
Varsity on 58.
Are we black or white?
I thought we were white, but I can't tell.
We should be if it's home, unless it's another one of these tournament games. I want to tell you that 44's got legs. He's a horse.
That could be. Look like Bob. He looks built like Bob Trimble from Oakland.
Back that picture up, please.
Let's assume we're dark.
No, it's not Bob Trimble's hair, though.
Well, he had a spit curl.
Well, he did. Well,
front.
we're not supposed to say anything about that. He always wanted to be straight-laced. He told me not to show anybody that. But see that hair, it looks like to me.
Well, Oakland.
Boy, it does look like Trimble, doesn't it?
Well, he's built like him.
Yeah. Got to see if Pacey Loman's anywhere in the crowd looking for him.
Married Lyle Loman's sister.
Mm-hmm. Out of towners.
Lisa Schultz Milan says Sharon Jensen Thompson standing.
Oh, that's Pam's cousin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, tagged are Pam McDowell, Barb Thompson, and Beth Ron.
Yeah, they're bourbon girls, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. I bet we knew all of them.
Well, we dated them. We were only in the 6th grade, but I remember dating them.
Yeah. Oh, what a neat picture. You know what?
I remember Trimble. I think it was the 8th grade, and I watched Trimble.
I watched him.
59 or so, Oakland.
Yeah, they won the conference.
Won the conference. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was a stud. Played forward.
Oh, man, he was a
Let's
stud.
see if we can recognize anybody here. Who's the other? Is that Villa Grove? What does that say on there?
Riddle?
Jimmy?
That's Jimmy Riddle?
Well, we ought to see.
Where's Denny Long?
43 ought to be Denny Long.
If Denny Long sees this, remembering Tuscola page, he'd be able to identify that picture.
Everybody. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Villa Grove cheerleaders.
Who are they playing?
Well, that's got to be our gym. 'Cause that looks like the sliding door at the.
Yeah,
It is.
it is.
That's a conference tournament.
That's the door before your class painted it in '83.
It's not Newman cheerleaders.
No. Oh, that's Oakland.
The Oaks.
Broncos? Could that be Sarah Gorda Broncos?
Can you get across that shirt?
44. What does it read?
Oh, man. It's not Tuscola.
Redskins. That's Newman Redskins.
Newman.
Well,
that's Hendershot.
We'll go back again to
Yeah,
44.
now we know.
Go back about 4 pictures. Keep going. Keep going. Right there.
Right there.
44, we think now is Hendershot, who went on and transferred to Arizona his senior year, I think, and he won the state shot put, played college football and played pro football for the Arizona Cardinals. Look at that guy. That had to be. Is Donnie Akers' brother out there? Who else would be out there? Moore.
Bob Moore.
Bob Moore would have been playing about 58, 59 as a freshman, sophomore.
Oh,
Akers' brother was about that age, wasn't he?
I thought Bob Moore came just
60?
a hair later, 60, 51.
With Lewis, yeah.
I remember when Bob Moore was killed.
Yeah, car wreck.
Truck wreck. Got hit by a train.
And Donnie Akers' brother was killed there at 130, 133.
Right.
Okay, go back. Whoa. Go back one more. Right there. I think who else from Newman would we know? I'm betting 43 is.
I bet Chuck White can tell you.
I bet 43 is Denny Long.
Pretty good crowd. Yeah, I think that. And that's Riddle, I bet, 33, don't you
Well,
think?
they wore glasses. They both graduated in what, 60? 61?
Something like that, 61.
He was a guard, though. I didn't remember playing forward.
Well, he was about 6'2", though. He was. Okay, we're done.
We're done. You should know the Newman girls and the cheerleaders.
Well, I just hadn't quite got there yet.
About married half of them. There's the, there we go.
That's Arcola. Beverly who? Did you have names on the Arcola cheerleaders?
No.
Okay. They put Skippy in a box.
Yeah. Well, he died,
This is the Moose Lodge.
Yes.
They've been married 50 years.
Yeah.
Where I lived briefly in the mid 80s.
Who is it?
I have no idea.
Well, that's out the plant.
That's USI, one of the towers.
Tim Hole says it's Cabot's.
Well, that's what we said.
Yeah.
Cabot's Tower. That was their anti-pollution tower. They blew it up in the air. The wind would carry it to Tuscola where it settled on Bill's backyard.
When was that? About 57 or so when they started that plant? Cabot'sville.
I thought it was close to 60. Late 50s, 60.
Well, this is 58.
Albert Grimm in the middle.
Yeah,
And
Delbert,
on
his
the
wife.
on the left, second one in is Heine Schultz from Bourbon. I served, he's county board when I was state's attorney. We should know the next couple. Then Delbert, his wife, and the last couple is
Can't tell.
You should know them.
Gilbert and Lucille Grimm and Henry and Mildred Schultz.
Heine Schultz. And that's me trying to get to the bathroom before it's too late.
They don't have any names.
No.
And there's the
Distillery.
that's the artificial insemination tube for at the bull factory.
Tim Hole says making Cabot burner at Cabot.
Does he need a
You
mask?
know what? That looks like that would work for you as a new putter.
Yeah, anything would work. The wrench he has in his hand would work for me.
He looks familiar.
I don't have any names. That's an Alice Chalmers map.
Calendar.
Calendar, I mean.
There's your new house going up, Bill.
Mm-hmm.
There's your bathroom septic.
Wow. There's a pipe cutter down here, but they're just building this.
I just threw this one in for fun.
Well, that looks something from like 1890 patent.
Yeah. This is the
Buffalo, New York, I think, had one of those.
Yeah. Well, patent about that same time.
Mm-hmm.
this is the stave at the County Chronicle office.
You can see the numbers on there. It's been worn down.
If anyone knows the combination, give me a call because we can't get it open.
We had the same problem at the vault when we ran the art show at the vault. That has that huge vault door. And everybody's scared death to shut it.
There's David.
Well, that was 58 and 76, huh? Wow.
Yeah.
What were we doing during that time?
I was in Miss Creedemeyer's class.
In 58, what would I have been?
No, 58. I was in George Trout's class. 58,
Is
59.
that fifth grade?
That was 6. Wouldn't you been in 7?
Well, let's see. Let's add this up here.
That's when Murray came.
I've been in 5th grade. I've been Miss McDaniel 5th grade in 58.
She taught 6th grade, didn't she?
Maybe. Juanita Mishner maybe taught the 5th.
She did. Hallie Hopkins taught 5th.
Daniel taught the 6th.
Joyce Creedemeyer came, and she was my teacher.
Elmer Broyles the 7th, and then Janet Southern the 8th.
Yeah, Elmer Broyles. He scared me.
He was scary.
Yeah, big man, wasn't he?
Big guy, had a temper. So, David, where were you in 1958? Bill and I were alive.
1958. I wasn't even a thought.
No.
Yeah, Bill and I had already walked the earth many times.
Yeah, we'd already won.
Yeah.
The Indians had already won the league in 56. I've got the patch at home to prove it. We were probably battling one another.
58's year my parents got married.
Oh, well.
58.
I started bitty basketball back then.
Little League was hot.
Little League was a big deal. We loved it.
Bill and I used to pitch against each other. Bill pitched for the Indians. I pitched for the Cardinals.
Yeah.
My oldest brother wasn't born until 59.
Who wasn't born?
My oldest brother.
Well, think of all the life we've had.
We've had a lot.
Yeah, maybe too much.
And every day it gets to be a little bit more.
Well, David, tell us what to expect next week.
I don't know. I haven't picked him out yet.
Excuse me.
So, but we'll have something.
We'll look forward to it. What time is it anyway? How am I doing?
little afternoon.
Well, we got all kinds of time.
Oh man, we
way
did
ahead of
well.
schedule.
A little bit, yeah. Yeah. Big day.
There's a show this.
Well, you just want your name read.
Now, can you see that, David?
Let me go to
I was
speaker.
going to show Bill. I'll read Bill's name.
65, 66 sports yearbook.
Yeah, I graduated year before, but it has Bill in here.
No, I'm just, all it says is we were
Oh, I
going to
thought
be
I
a
had-
good team the next
Oh,
year.
I thought it had your name.
God, Ashmore.
Here's a guy. I've written about this guy. I tried to block him in high school. He's probably the hardest guy. Can you see a picture of Mike Ashmore?
Yeah, hold it up a little.
What's Petty say about his ring? His high school ring?
Can you see him?
Yeah.
He was about 6'3", about 240. We have a couple of stories about him. Mark Petty, a good friend of Mike's, played football, basketball. They said his hands were so big, they had to bring his class ring in a pickup truck. He was the guy we told the story about that we played at Oakland my senior year. Bill was in the game, and Mike Ashmore stole the ball at half court, was dribbling toward the basket for a layup. And Bill and Rick Gibson, who was no small guy, 6'3", 200,
Looked at one another.
they should take a charge. They should stand there and take a charge because he was just coming straight at him, but they parted their ways
The Red Sea.
and they let him lay it up. And so Bob Arnold, our coach, called timeout and was chewing out Engelhardt and Gibson. And what did you say?
Well, what Gibson said. I was
Gibson said, "Did you see him, coach?
Hey,
Did you see how big he
are
was?
you kidding me?
Are you kidding me?"
We're not going to stand in front of him. Are you nuts?
He was a heck of a football player.
He's a big boy.
Big boy, nice guy. Back when all the small towns had really top-notch a lot of players. Oh, look at Newman. Look at their fullback.
Hendershot
went on to play pro football.
Oh, they had some.
Out of Newman.
Newman had some terrific
Walmsley. I
athletes.
played football against Walmsley, who played college ball at Western.
Well, you know that 57 Newman team, that's Jerry Kincaid.
Well, they beat Champaign in basketball. Went to Sweet 16 or something.
Wasn't Edmonston on that team too?
Schaub was the center. Jerry was a forward. Yeah, that was a great team they had.
Yeah. What's fun to look at an old book like that is when you look at the different businesses that sponsored a book for the schools.
Yeah, there was Tom Petty. Tom Petty's Insurance was in here. I saw Mills Pharmacy.
Oakland Bakery.
Delbert's.
Yeah, Delbert's Clothing.
What was that at? I don't see that.
All the banks have changed.
Remember the Eads store in Arthur?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, banks have changed a lot in recent years.
Very much so.
So there's Tom Petty Insurance, Real Estate, Oakland. That was Mark's dad. Allison Radio, Route 36. Remember what Allison Radio? You remember what Allison's telephone number was in 1966?
No.
I don't think he does.
442.
442.
Look at this. The Oakland Bank's capital.
The Oakland National Bank capital surplus and undivided profit is $600,000.
Well, speaking of banks, our sponsors this week are Trust Bank and Elite Builders.
Thank you very much.
Van Gundy Grain.
Mm-hmm.
The old Embassy Bowling Alley. That was a great place.
Horton Brothers and Harder. Williams Grocery, Bruce and Francis. Look at there. What was their phone number?
73.
73.
Two numbers.
Yeah.
Bella Grove. F.H. Jones is in there. The oldest Tuscola business, I think, maybe that was still. Chastain Motors from Sullivan.
Wonder when F.H. Jones was founded.
Well, there was a story on that. I thought it went back and I think his granddad had it, didn't he?
Mm-hmm. Wasn't Emily Marsh's dad was involved in it? Where's Alan when we need him? Oh, by the way, I told you, didn't I tell you about Bob Taylor confronted me and told me that Al Fody lives in Tolono now. I'd made an error in judgment or
Max.
facts.
Yeah.
Taylor will correct me, Mitchner.
Wonder what the oldest continuing business in Douglas County is.
Well, it should have been a newspaper.
Could be the newspaper.
Journal.
Our oldest paper that the Chronicle, of course, is a successor paper. So we date back to 1866 for continuously operating papers.
And what was the name of the paper back then? Was it the Journal?
Well, 1866 was the Arcola Record-Herald. The Journal was founded in 1865, but it was closed and reopened later. But there was enough time that you can't claim that date as the start because it was closed for a while.
Well, I can tell you that Bill and I are closing in on the oldest living friends.
We're closing in all right.
We're bringing it home, baby.
You realize this is your 60th anniversary this year. You're going to have a reunion?
Well, nobody's alive to put it together.
Max?
No, I think they're trying. Everybody's out of energy. But the 60th, you're just out of energy. You don't want to drive that far. I think they're trying to put something together.
Who would be working on it?
Well, all the people that used to do it died. Shirley Weber, Bob Taylor's wife, Shirley Weber, and Martha Smith used to work their tail off.
They're both gone.
They died, and then I think Nola Duensing, Nola Watt got together some people, tried. Nola's passed away. I think then Max worked his tail off at our 50th, and it burned him out. Just so much work.
Why don't we have Taylor and Mitchner come over and just have a...
Taylor and Mitchner should put it together.
Well,
I put together our 30th.
It's hard work.
This is our 42nd this year.
It's hard work to track everybody down to find a place to meet and eat because all kinds of classes come back,
Mm-hmm.
But
now, are we still doing somewhat like Marcy's trying to have kind of all school there to community building?
Yeah, she's had that for years.
A few years, yeah.
I always thought the problem
Really nice because a lot of classes don't have enough people to really have their own reunion. It's nice to be able to get together.
They play music and it's hard to talk, though. I just want to talk.
Yeah, we can't focus anymore.
No,
Can't hear.
Can't hear, and our voices don't project.
That's right.
So you have to read lips.
Well, last year they had the music outside.
That's better. That was better. Yeah, they got that place. They got the mayor's park out there. They can play the music.
Yeah, it was nice.
So, David, anything else you want to get in the? We better not get in politics, had we? That's too hot. Bill will leave.
Bill will keel over.
That's it. It's just something different every day in the news.
Yeah, that's a great thing. You wake up every day, just read the headlines and say, "Whoa, who did we own? Greenland's the 51st state."
No, Canada.
What's Gaza going to be if we own it?
The new Riviera.
I never was at the old Riviera. Were you at the old Riviera?
Car?
That was a good car.
Remember Buick Riviera?
Yeah, Riviera was good.
Man, that was a hot car.
Yeah, my dad had one. My sister had one too.
Wally Wax had one.
I like the Tornado.
Oh, Oldsmobile Tornado. That was a big car.
Yeah.
They were all gunny.
Yeah.
Tracy Flesser had a Toronado.
Of course, the one everybody likes, that Buick, what do they call the NX, it had the super fast
GNX.
GNX. Roscoe Helm had one. Point and shoot, fast as can be. Collector's car. And a
Yeah,
black one and a white one. They were just hot rods.
came out mid-80s, probably. Fastest production car on the market.
You know what's amazing now? You can go buy some cheap all-electric car like and it's 0 to 60 in 3.5 seconds. It'll pin you to the wall. I drove an all-electric BMW car and I couldn't even keep it on the road hardly when you punch it. They got so much torque. It's immediate torque.
Maybe you shouldn't punch it.
Well, my feet have no feeling anymore, so I thought I was hitting the brake. Instead, I got to 110 in 3 seconds. I didn't know what I was pushing on.
Yeah.
I was hitting the brake. Well, David, next week, are we going to have the same era so Bill and I can, practice a little bit?
I have to see what I've got left over there in the box.
Well, just go through the box.
That was a good time to be growing up. 58, 59.
Well, that gym, the school actually opened in 59, I think, for classes. I think the gym was opened a year or so earlier, and the football field was open like 3 or 4 years earlier, maybe 5. Dick Helm graduated 51, I think, said he played the first football game on that football field. Yeah, that's how much in advance they had the football field ready in 51, if I remember correctly. Well, David will be more lively next time. We started an hour early today, so I'm still sleepy.
Yeah, I am too. All right. Well, we'll see you next week on Remembering Tuscola.
Thanks, David.
Thanks, David.